Oh, there we go. Hello, welcome here back again at the World Centre of Racing for the practice session for Daytona. This is to sort out who'll be the fastest two that will guarantee themselves a front row slot for Wednesday's Daytona 500 race. So practice is underway and all 42 drivers will be getting out there to try and get the fastest two times out there. First driver looks like it's going to come out is going to be Nick Gunther, followed by a handful of other drivers as well. A couple of mechanics there working through the night from the badly damaged cars from last night's Bud Shootout, like Daniel Vols' crew and some of Sky Commons' crew as well. So there we go then, and speaking of which, there is Sky Commons right there, the double zero. There he is. And the first guy that was out there was Nick Gunther. And there he is, driving for Joe Gibbs, the FedEx car. And he will make his way through into turn 4. He's not going to have post the fastest time just yet, though. You basically need a draft as well, or a group of cars, to make yourself be right up there in terms of practice. Some of the other drivers then heading out then. We're going to try and go through all of them. There's Colin Jones there, who was very impressive last night in the Bud Shootout, initially taken out by that big one. And there's Daniel Voils, a refreshed, brand new looking Ford. So good job there to the mechanics there. They would have worked all the way through that night after their the big accident last night. There's a 77 of Ali Rain, who was also very impressive. So Nick Gunther then makes his way into turn 3 and turn 4. We're not going to have a look at the practice times. We're just going to have a look at the clock, though. It says there's 7 minutes and 50 seconds left. Anyway, there's one of the first of the 6 rookies. Well, we've already seen Colin Jones, but this is Brent Wintergreen driving for RCR. There's his teammate Matt McLean heading out to the track. And there's Austin LaPlante making a welcome return back to the CCS. Like I said, Brent Wintergreen competing for the Rookie of the Year honours as well as Colin Jones. And we'll go through some of the other rookies too. There's Branta Disco. There's the back-to-back Bud Shootout champion, Dylan Pote. And just ahead of him is the champion and teammate, Danny Wells. There he is in the number 9 Dodge for Evernham Racing. Already we've got a pack of cars already. Here's the third of the rookies. This is Jack Mitchell driving for Chip Ganassi, and his teammates is RJ Bishop, who's driving the 40, and Seth Cole, the veteran former champion, driving at the 41. So Jack is in very safe hands there. RJ competing in his 2nd season. Seth Cole's been in since the very beginning. Up ahead of him though is the 15. That's Carson Green. That's another rookie, giving James Coles a lovely push. And there's Zachary Fitzwater, would have had a good talking to during before the practice session after he created the big accident. And here is the 5th of the 6 rookies. That is Liam Ervig driving for Joe Gibbs. We already seen both Cody Lammers and Nick Gunther race last night. So this is the first showing of Liam. And up ahead of him is Joshua Collard, still driving for Petty Enterprises, still with that 43 team, but he's got a new teammate in Kyle Matthews. There's Anthony McCrory. He has shifted from the Midwest Transit, that's Midwest Central Transit car to the 8 machine. And just up ahead of him, Jamie Smith, who competed in last night's odd shootout race. Up ahead, there is a couple of drivers side by side. Sam Oskin in the 16 now for Roush Racing, and beside him, Michael Norman driving for Hendrick in the number 5 car, in the Kellogg's car there. This is also another sophomore season for Michael Norman. He really struggled in the first season, but then ended up getting a victory at St. Joltis, the last round of the championship. Hopefully that will, have a much more better season for Michael. There's Cody Lammers, who started on the pole last night. There he is. Finished in 3rd place last night. And a couple of other drivers too, just ahead of him. Chris Summers, who competed in it as well. He finished 5th, and Jesse Turner retired. But again, great job by the team to get the car repaired and fixed and ready for today's practice session. Hopefully Jesse will do a great job for them and try and secure a top 2 spot in practice for them. Like I said, that will secure them at least a front row start for Wednesday's Daytona 500. There's Trent Dunham in the far more recognisable yellow Pennzoil car. He was also included in the big wreck. I think he did. And next to him is the last of the rookies. There he is, Alexander Rowe in the BOS Polka.net Dodge. I do love that livery. I don't know why. It just looks really nice with the green fades to black. It looks gorgeous. It really does. Anyway, we're into the second half of the practice session. Let's see more drivers here. Dylan Young in the 2, back again at that machine. And you've got the 2 McIntyre guys there, Levi and Matt. Levi driving the 88 and Matt driving the 22. And ahead of them is the defending Daytona 500 champion, Charles Sanfer, for PPI Motorsports. So number 32, Tide Chevy. Now there's a great batch of cars here. Oh, there's another debut driver there. There's Seth Cole in the 41, followed by the 0 of Matt McCall. What am I saying? The 0 of Wes McCall. And there's the 6 of Nathan Hudson, who raced last night. And there's the 45, Kyle Matthews. Diego Ospina, legendary driver in the CCS, has been in the beginning since the very beginning. Has always drove the 97 car. So, obviously Jack Roush has a lot of trust and belief in Diego Ospina. And ahead of him, Charlie Buxton, another rookie. I think we've got 7 rookies, my apologies. There he is, there in the Victory with Jesus Racing for Shepherd Ventures Racing. I can't remember what it was called, but there you go. And Diego pulls off into the pits. So that's a lot of the drivers there. They're going to be quite up there, up the leaderboard as Fitzwater's into the pits. Put on new fresh sets of tyres on, as well as Sky Commons. These drivers here, Jessica Shelton, she had a rocket car. She was involved in both wrecks last night. But after the first accident, her car was super, super quick. But as she was stuck in the middle, nowhere to go. Oh, and there's some smoke. Smoke up ahead, and that is Brent Wintergreen and Nick Gunther. So we're going to have a look at a replay to see what happened there with Brent Wintergreen. It makes no odds because it's the Bud, it's going to be the Gateway Duels. That's not going to be an issue for Brent, but his car's going to be in there. If it was actual qualifying, then his car will be starting at the back of the grid. Loads of cars heading into the pits there. Tedisco was in. Nick Gunther's in. So this is just a one-off though for this thing. Right, meanwhile, there is a 21 of Brandon Ross, who was wrecked early on. Did finish the race, albeit 2 laps down. And Matt McLean, who finished really strongly in the last couple of races. And he is now driving for Richard Childress. He wanted to race the 8th, but unfortunately missed out of it. They decided to choose Anthony McCrory over Matt McLean, even though he did such a tremendous job. And there we go. We have gone round full circle. And there is Austin LaPlante back again for another shot at some CCS glory. And Carson Gum, who finished runner-up. There's Christian Martin, who pretty much dominated the first half of the season, leading the points by quite a distance before throwing it away in the second half of the season. Sort of like what Oscar Piastri's doing right now in the Formula One. So hopefully that's not going to hurt Christian Martin for this season. He might do the same thing what he did last season. Start off great. Now that it's a longer schedule, 26 races, he's got a lot of time to amend that. So we will have a look at the replay to see what happened to Brent Wintergreen and to Nick Gunther. That's definitely not going to please Nick, as Diego is still in the pit lane, as well as Brandon Tedesco, and we've got 40 seconds to go. Kyle Matthews is in, the three Chip Ganassi boys are in. Well, RJ Bishop heads out. Jessica Shelton, she's also in. Oh, there's Noah Cars. We haven't seen about Noah. There he is, Noah Cars, now driving the Kellogg's livery. Oh, be careful. There's a pack of cars there. They all got through that safely. But I don't think... Oh, look at that. Oh, just seen there. Noah Cars second fastest. And there's 15 seconds left on the clock. So he might lose. He might lose that second place. But as it stands, Noah Cars will sit provisionally on the outside pole for the Daytona 500 race come Wednesday. But also, he will start on the pole for the Gatorade Jules. I also forgot to say, as we've got 0 seconds on the clock, whenever you actually start in the Daytona race, in fact, that's going to happen to Brent Wintergreen, actually, because his car was a bit damaged. So too will be Nick Gunther as well. But whenever you finish, if it's an odd or even spot, that's where you're going to be starting for the Gatorade Jules, as out goes Brent Wintergreen back in a backup car there. I think we better click done, I'd say. Yeah, because we've got 10 seconds to go. Before I go into detail then to say about how do we determine the Gatorade Jewel qualifying, it's where you actually start, actually where you finish in practice. So you saw there that Noah Cars is second quickest. So he's pretty much guaranteed second place for the 500 because he knows where he's going to start. So he can take the Gatorade Jewel qualifying race. That'll be heat race number 2. That's where he's going to be in. He'll just use that as a practice session, really. But whoever was third quickest in practice will start second in heat number 1, and whoever finished fourth in the practice will start second in heat number 2. Then fifth will start third in heat 1, and then sixth will start third in heat 2. And it goes all the way down to 41st, 42nd. Whoever was 41st will start 21st in heat number 1, and 42nd will start 21st last in heat number 2. Before we actually have a look at the practice and see who was actually fastest, let's see what happened to the accident with Brent Wintergreen and Nick Gunther. So there's a pack of cars here. You've got Ali Rain, Dylan Poteet, Tedesco, Carson Gum, and I think Carson and Brandon get together, and then Brandon goes up into Brent Wintergreen. Daniel Voiles gets a little piece of that too. And that's 2 hard impacts there from both Tedesco and Gunther. And, there was just tight racing through that lot. And that's what happened. Tedesco got underway, but then Brent Wintergreen gets stuck on the little bank. Getting there too, there you can see, and that's when he gets stuck and nearly goes over. We saw that with, I believe it was Jessica Shelton that did it last night in the Bud Shootout. Tries to reverse, and then that's when the car gets stuck, and there goes Colin Jones in the plant, and Carson Gum there too. So yeah, it was just a little bit of argy-bargy on the track. So that's what happened with the rookie Brent Wintergreen. Right, we are back again, and I still don't have any clue who is going to start on the pole position. We know who's going to start second, and that's going to be Noah Cars, but who was the fastest overall? Sky Commons then will start on the pole for the Daytona 500. And like I said, Noah Cars will start second, but start on pole for heat race number 2. Liam Ervig, the rookie, third quickest overall. Daniel Voiles, who was involved in that accident there, he's going to start second in heat race number 2. RJ Bishop will start in 5th, and Joshua Collard will start 3rd in heat race number 2. Ali Rain, great job from her, will start 7th. Still Bud Shootout champion then Dylan Poteet is 8th, and he will start 4th in race number 2. Andy McCrory and Brandon Tedesco 9th and 10th. Jessica Shelton, Sam Oskin, his teammate, 11th and 12th, followed by the rookie Carson Green. Good effort from him in the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet, followed by Zachary Fitzwater, Matt McIntyre, James Coles, Nick Gunther, Charlie Buxton. Solid effort from him, 18th quickest. Jamie Smith and Dylan Young completing the top 20, and he will start 10th in heat race number 2. 11th in heat race number 1 will be Brandon Ross, followed by the rookie Jack Mitchell, Seth Cole, followed by Michael Norman, Kyle Matthews, second of the Petty Enterprises kit team, and Danny Wells down in 26th place. He's going to start 13th in heat race number 2. Colin Jones, who was impressive in the Bud Shootout last night, he will start 14th in heat race number 1, followed by Christian Martin, who's going to start 14th in heat race number 2. Now we go further down the order, and you can see that Levi McIntyre is 29th fastest, followed by Austin LaPlante, Wes McCall, Brent Wintergreen, you can see there 31st, so he will start legitimately in 15th in heat race number 1. 16th in heat race number 2, then you've got Charles Sanford, Cody Lammers, Matt McLean, Nathan Hudson, Chris Summers, Carson Gum, Jesse Turner down in 39th place. Obviously, the mechanics must be still a little bit damaged there from last night's race. Alexander Rowe, Diego Ospina, and Trent Dunham down there in 41st and 42nd. Well, that is it. That is the end of practice. So there you can have it. There is confirmation then that Sky Commons and Noah Cars will start on the front row for Wednesday's Daytona 500. Now we've got to sort out who's going to start beside those two drivers in their respective heat race. And that will sort out the second row for the Daytona 500 come Wednesday. But until then, you're going to have to watch them for tomorrow for the Gatorade Jules. 40 laps around Daytona. Should be fun, exciting racing for that. So until then, we'll see you tomorrow for the Gatorade Jules.